It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Maloney.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in yet again to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, you'll find this show on here weekday mornings, 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ, as I talk to different business owners, entrepreneurs, political and community leaders, and people that are making a difference in and around the Tampa Bay and surrounding community. So as always, I invite you to please tune in each and every morning and take a break from all the political and news and sports talk that seems to dominate our airwaves a little bit too much in the morning, with a show about what is going on in the community. As always, I invite you over to my website, tampabayradio.com. Over there, all shows are available on demand via both the show info and the on-demand tab. And also on the site, you'll notice that I sell real estate. So if you're in the market to sell your home, first of all, there's a link on the homepage that says Sell Your House. And if you click on that and put in the information on your home, I'll get you over a free home valuation. And again, we typically get those out within about 24 to 48 business hours. Also on the site, you can peruse all the local real estate listings, and I and my team specialize in the sale of bank-owned properties, aka foreclosures. And also you can see all of my pre-listed properties prior to hitting the marketplace via the pre-list properties tab on the homepage. Also, please connect with me on all the different social networking sites, facebook.com/That Business Show. We put up all the show recaps and upcoming guests each morning after each show. So that's a resource to see what's coming up each and every morning and see what topics most interest you. And I can tell you what, each show is each day is different, and each guest, it comes in here with something different to talk about. So you never know what you're going to get on this show, and neither do I. As I come in here each morning, and the guests, I have limited knowledge of what they have wanted to talk about. I know about what they do and some questions that they want to talk about, but you know, I learn on the show just as my listeners do. So I again invite you to check out the facebook.com/That Business Show page, and also Twitter under the handle Jamie_Maloney. It's Wednesday, so that means it's Working Women Wednesdays, brought to us by the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group, and always learn more about them at workingwomenoftampabay.com. And up first on the phone line, I've got the wonderful CEO and founder, Jessica Ravelli, with me. Jessica, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Jamie. How are you?
I'm doing great. So talk to me about what's going on with the working women these days.
Yeah, you know, I'm really excited about the two ladies that you have on the show today. Tracey Bild, who just released her book called Get Your Girl Back. I actually just finished my copy. Awesome lady, full of inspiration, great stories. She's actually our keynote speaker in the morning, so I'm really excited for you guys to have a chance to talk about the book and what she's been working on. She's local, but she's a nationally recognized speaker, so we're really excited to have Tracey. And we're almost sold out of VIP tickets. So, and with the VIP ticket comes the ability to hear our keynote lunch speaker, who we're flying in from Philadelphia, and to get a signed copy of her book. So we're just about 30 days away from the conference, so tickets are selling fast.
Very cool. And also on the second part of the show today, we're going to be talking with Terry Schuster. She's a regular speaker at a number of your events. Let's talk to me a little bit more about her.
Yeah, so Terry, amazing woman, so excited that she's on the show. She is a huge supporter of Working Women of Tampa Bay. Sagicor Life Insurance, which is the company that she works for, is our Driven to Succeed sponsor. So we do these workshops called Driven to Succeed 6 times a year. We've done 3 so far this year. We've got 3 coming up. And they're all about, you know, women business owners and what we can do as women business owners to be better. So marketing, sales, we've done, you know, you name it, we've done a workshop related to it for Driven to Succeed. We do have one coming up September 30th. It's actually going on the calendar later today. And that's going to be all about relationship building. And it'll feature a couple of women. I don't have the full roster yet, but some of them have been on your show. So super exciting about that. Maybe we'll have an opportunity to bring them on the show as well. But yeah, so Terry is a huge supporter of working women, and we would be lost without this Driven to Succeed series. So I'm grateful she's on the show as well.
All right. Well, Jessica, as always, I appreciate you, supporting the show, and send me over members of the group each and every Wednesday, and we'll check in back in with you next Wednesday on the show. I think we just dropped her actually there too. So probably no problem. So, but it's time to bring on my second guest for the show, though. Tracey Bild is a lifelong entrepreneur, speaker, and author of her recently released book, Get Your Girl Back. She has spoken in front of over 250,000 women across multiple organizations about her mission to help women break through self-imposed limitations and finding a meaningful work-life balance. Tracey, welcome to the show today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So first off, let's talk about this book and this movement you've got going on, Get Your Girl Back. Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, women, the best way I can describe it is a lot of women have grown up. And although we can't wait to grow up, once we do, we sometimes look back and we reflect that fun, passionate, adventurous girl that lived in us. And in short, life has just buried a lot of women in responsibility, and they are just longing to have fun again. So Get Your Girl Back is really about helping them tap into that girl, you know, who lives inside them that wants to be spontaneous and go on adventures and have fun and laugh. And so I'm helping women remember that part of who they are. And it's really hit a nerve.
Yeah, this movement started back in 2013. How did this come about?
Well, actually, I was cleaning out my closet, and I felt this big tin box, and I pulled it out, and inside there was this big stack of letters. And I started going through the letters and sat down on my floor, and I was just reading things that I couldn't believe, and these were letters written to my husband. And, you know, it said things like, you know, hello, my gorgeous, darling, wonderful husband. And another letter might have said, it's been 2 weeks, I can't breathe, I can't live without you. And the whole time I'm reading these letters, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you know, who wrote these letters to my husband?
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like literally I was reading letters written by my husband's mistress.
Oh, wow.
But the reality was that it was me. It was me 20 years ago, you know, when I was that girl.
And you had literally forgotten that you had written those letters.
I did. He had kept them, and it was pretty crazy. I was very embarrassed because what I realized was, oh my gosh, like I'm not that girl anymore.
So that sparked, yeah. So that reminded you of what it's like to, you know, have a family and love in your life versus just this focus on, you know, breaking through the glass ceiling and being a, you know, go getter entrepreneur. And so that's part of what your movement in your book is about, right? Reminding women that they need to balance both their work with their life, correct?
Absolutely.
So why is more women and professionals talking about this? I mean, when we talk about, you know, professional women, we hear so much about, you know, breaking through the glass ceiling and, you know, equal pay, I should say. Why isn't more people talking about, you know, work-life balance component?
I don't think this is a subject many people want to hear about because it's more fun to talk about, you know, hey, let's, you know, and hey, I love equal rights. I'm a woman. I own 2 companies. So I want to make that very clear. But it's not as sexy to talk about the reality of what women are struggling with who work full time. You know, and many women have families at home. So after a full day at work, they're going home and doing a full another shift with their family. And it's just not fun to talk about. So a lot of women will try to just carry this around with them. And what's happening is they're losing their health, their marriages are falling apart, they're unhappy. And we know from this movement, they just want hope that things are going to change in their life and that things are going to get easier. And this is an extremely emotional movement because someone's finally talking about what women are feeling. And I think what I've seen is so many women thought it was just them, but it's not. So many women are struggling. So it's not that. It's a little bit more of an underground swell movement, and my goal is to bring it to the light in the media because women are ready to talk about the changes that need to be made to help them better cope with this dual role.
Now, is it possible, though, for women to have it all? I mean, an equal work-life balance where they can have a very successful career and also have a very, you know, passionate and fulfilling family life as well? Talk to me, you know, about how you balance your life.
Sure, and a lot of women get a little upset when I say this, but I don't think it's possible to have it all because, you know, something's always going to be missing, and more importantly, we don't even know what it is. We can't even define it. So how do you get something that you can't even define? So my belief is that we need to pursue our all. So what is it you want? What's most important to you? What makes you happy? Not what is society telling us that we need to have. And, you know, I built my company, actually 2 companies, you know, while trying to balance my family. And I've definitely found it's much easier to focus in on those things that really matter to me from my family. I love to travel the world. I like to make a great income as well, but I prefer to be spiritually, physically, mentally fit and happy, right? So there's things that each of us need individually, and I define that as having your all instead of having it all.
Now, your website, which is gygb.com, which is the letters or the acronym Get Your Girl Back, so people can learn more about you and your book at gygb.com. But share with me, what your readers of this book have been saying and how it has affected their life for the listeners out there.
It's been transforming, and some of the surprising things is I've always thought this book when I was writing it and when I was speaking all of these 2 decades of speaking to women, I always felt like this was really for women, what I call stuck in the midst of life. Their kids aren't little babies and cute anymore. The marriage isn't fresh and brand new anymore. They don't look in the mirror and see that young girl anymore. They're in the middle of their life, and they're questioning if they've made the right choices. And they're overwhelmed with their careers and their families. But I found that millennials who don't even have children in many cases yet, or maybe they have their first child, they are completely enamored with this book as well. And I know this because I just been on a speaking tour, and every time one of them came up to me crying, I would ask, why are you crying? And they were just explaining that for them, the pressure to succeed and, that living in that social media bubble has absolutely put this incredible weight on them. And they love the idea of getting their girl back and getting to be young, while they can, and being free and fearless. And then women in their 60s and 70s, which is even more exciting, who, at first would say, this couldn't possibly be for me, are finding that it is. And I just got an email this week of, a 70-year-old woman who thought her dreams were all over and really dug into the book, into some workbook sections that I have in there, discovered what she really wanted was to start an animal shelter. And by the end of the day, she had 4 kittens that she'd already taken in. They were about to be euthanized. I mean, it's exciting. Women have more in common than we think. So
since you had that moment in 2013 when you were reading the love letters that you had written and since forgotten about them, have you implemented a drastic change in your relationship? Are you back to the earlier years in the relationship where you're writing the love letters again? Talk to me about some of the changes that you've affected as a result of that experience.
Absolutely. And what I say to women is, look, just because you get your girl back doesn't mean she stays 24/7. So
right.
It's still a job to really be conscious in your life and make it amazing and not just fall victim to the chaos that it can bring, which one of my friends calls it gorgeous chaos, and I love that. But absolutely, and I'm a big believer that you have to stop trying to have it all, as I said, and pursue your all. And when you do that, you have to get real clear about what is your all, what do you want, so you can define it and go get it. Especially, a lot of us women and men do this in our careers, but we don't always do it in our personal lives. We need to do it in both because we need that work-life blend, and we need to know what we want in both aspects of our lives. And then we need to prioritize our lives and really get clear about what matters most. And not make excuses and not think about what would our parents want us to prioritize or our siblings, what matters to us as individuals, and own that. And then set your goals according to your priorities and make tough decisions. When my daughter was born, I went from working 60 hours a week and traveling 20 days a month to working 24 hours a week and traveling twice a month. And I was terrified. But I had to get smarter. I had to work more efficiently. I ended up tripling my business and ultimately, growing it way beyond what I ever imagined I could have. It forced me to grow in different ways. And we have to remember we're on our own path, and we can still have what we want. We just might have to pursue it in a different path.
Yeah, hold that point, Tracey. I got to take a quick break, but coming back from the break, I'm going to finish up talking with Tracey Bild. She's an author, speaker, and entrepreneur, and author of the book Get Your Girl Back. You can learn more about this at gygb.com. And you're currently listening to the Working Women Wednesdays feature of That Business Show, where business becomes show business.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305.
Hey there, it's Lynn Wise, the founder of Wise Business Advisors and Contractor Business Alliance. I am a certified value builder advisor, and I help business owners build a company that will allow them to have the business that they dreamed of when they started. Why did you go into business for yourself? I'm sure it was not to work 100 hours a week with no work-life balance and no financial freedom. What am I talking about? I'm talking about building a business that provides value to you and your family now and in the future. You can learn about the 8 essential areas of a business that you must build to have a business that can be an asset for your future. Go to wisebusinessadvisors.com and take the Value Builder score. It is free and will deliver your score immediately on how you are doing on building a valuable business for you and your family. Or call me at 772-834-8513 to learn more about the Value Builder system.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Big delays in Clearwater along southbound McMullen Booth from before Sunset Point Road to the Bayside Bridge. Also eastbound Gulf to Bay from Old Coachman to the Bayside Bridge as well. It's all due to construction blocking a couple right-hand lanes as you head towards the Courtney Campbell Causeway. Howard Franklin Bridge, not much relief there. It's slow from about halfway across through the West Shore District. Southbound 275 slow from Fowler to Sly, and westbound I-4 slow from the Selma Connector to 275. See traffic problems? Call the entry firm of Abraham Son and Uterick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council. Understanding your finances is a key to a strong financial future. Don't be the one who gets left behind. Visit feedthepig.org for tools and tips to get started on the path to financial stability.
Today, sunshine with a 30% chance of rain, high 91. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 78. Tomorrow, a 30% rain chance, high 90.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, you'll find this show on here weekday mornings at 8 a.m. on 1250 WHNZ as I talk to different business owners, entrepreneurs, and people making a difference in and around the Tampa Bay and surrounding communities. Also, it's Wednesday, so that means it's Working Women Wednesdays, a weekly feature brought to us by the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group, and learn more about them at workingwomenoftampabay.com. Currently talk with Tracey Bild. She is an author, speaker, speaker and entrepreneur, and also author of her recently released book, Get Your Girl Back. And you can learn more about this over at gygb.com. Now, Tracey, you're also the keynote speaker at the upcoming Working Women Conference being held September 10th and 11th at the Strauss Center, correct? And you're also a very accomplished speaker. I mean, you spoke to over 250,000 women across the country through multiple organizations. So you're obviously very accomplished professional and a speaker. And this book, Get Your Girl Back, chronicles it's talking to women about how they can, develop a better work-life balance, so to speak. And one of the points that you made in that last segment was, that women can't have it all, that they can't have that successful career and, that meaningful work-life, that meaningful life balance, so to speak. That's just one of your tips. Share with us these other tips that you're going to get out of this book.
Sure. And I want to clarify that, when you can have what you want, and this is really important. What I find is a lot of women don't sit down and figure out what it is they want. They get wrapped up in the chaos of work and home and family and after-school sports and, functions at night and dinners they need to go to. So they are just kind of being swept up into life. So what this book really does is force women to stop, sit down, and think about what it is they really want, whether it's in their business. What's that next level for my business? And am I still happy with my business and the direction it's going, or do I want to change it? Or with their relationship, is my relationship something I'd want my own daughter to grow up and have? Or do I need to change it and, spice it up, make it more fun, make it more interesting? So I always say we have many compartments in our lives, from our health and relationships and our careers to our homes and our children. So this book really forces women to stop and figure out where they are on this journey, what's working and what's not. And by the way, it's a great book for couples to read together. I've had a lot of readers already saying that they're reading this at night with their partner, their spouse, and it's been transforming to really understand one another.
And also in the book, you talk about, the rise of social media and how that's affecting relationships and how it's, making people struggle to find happiness, including the millennials. And so you said this book really, helps the millennial generation and that. But expand a little bit more on, how social media is impacting relationships and the work-life balance.
Absolutely. It's pretty much been proven that people feel more depressed when they've been looking at social media. It's that necessary evil. We all need it. You and I, I'm sure, both use it consistently throughout the day to communicate our businesses and our messages. But what's happening, particularly with the millennials, and as people are looking at social media, comparing themselves versus using it as a source of information and a resource. They're comparing, so-and-so's on a vacation in Hawaii. Somebody's business just won this big award and theirs didn't. So they leave feeling worse about themselves rather than better. And then we have these relationships that we're in, and we can have people sitting right in front of us, and rather than talking to them and looking at them, we're on our phones and we're reviewing social media with people we might not have seen in 3 to 5 years, if ever. So it's just, being present in your life and using social media as a tool, but not letting it affect your mind. I'm a big believer in mindset and thought and the power of you are what you think you are. And we found that women and men can both just walk away feeling a little bit worse about themselves
right.
when they're on social media.
And so, you've been speaking to a number of women, and you're seeing this movement. You say it's slowly taking shape, that women, are taking more control of their lives and not, buying into the fact that they need to be, this, top-level entrepreneur or something, correct? Explain that. You see these movements, recently in Huffington Post articles, Psychology Today, you've mentioned. And so you're seeing this more and more with the women that you're speaking to, correct?
Right. And, women are rethinking their lives. There was just a big article on millennials who are setting aside their careers to have families. I don't think I ever thought I would see that because they've been raised to, go to, finish college in 2 years and to have incredible careers. And listen, I'm all for careers and women with careers. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 21 years old. But we have to realize somebody has to raise these children. And this is a conversation I'm trying to start in the workplace, that we need to look at new ideas, fresh ideas, whether it's offering women who have jobs, they're not entrepreneurs with their own business, Is it possible to work a 30-hour work week instead of 40?
Well,
with pay reflecting that, is it possible to have more flex time?
All right. Well, I got to cut it short, Tracy. I'm about to hit the bottom of the break. But, Tracy, I appreciate you stopping in this morning and talking to me. And, again, that's Tracey Bild, author of the Get Your Girl Back book. And you can learn more at gygb.com. You're currently listening to That Business Show with Jamie Mooney, where business becomes show business.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
Com's amazing lineup of vehicles: Honda, Ford, BMW, Lexus, Mercedes, and so much more. Go to anycarusa.com now or call 727-807-3226 and tell them Miggs and Swiggs sent you. anycarusa.com.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Delays continue in Clearwater, southbound McMullen Booth. Avoid that road between Sunset Point and Gulf to Bay. Also, Drew towards McMullen Booth and Gulf to Bay towards the Courtney Campbell Causeway if you can. Two right lanes blocked just past the Bayside Bridge, eastbound towards Tampa. That's causing all the delays through that area. Also, eastbound Memorial Highway slow between Hillsborough and the Veterans due to a crash near George. And over in Pinellas County, crash along 54th Avenue North near 66th Street. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by St. Leo University. Join the St. Leo University information session designed for adult learners Saturday, August 8th. Learn how you can earn your bachelor's or master's degree in today's high-demand fields. Classes offered at the Scenic University campus and in Channelside. RSVP at stleo.edu/RSVP.
1250 winds weather center forecast. Partly sunny skies today, as we'll see a 30% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Temperature getting into the lower 90s. Overnight lows in the mid to upper 70s. Impact Radio 1250 winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 winds, WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, you'll find this show on here weekday mornings at 8 a.m. on 1250 WHNZ as I talk to different business owners, entrepreneurs, political and community leaders about what they're doing in the Tampa Bay and surrounding region. So I invite you to tune in each and every morning and take a break from all the political news and sports talk that dominates the airways just a little bit too much in the mornings and actually all throughout the day. This show is something unique, and you're probably not going to find too many shows like this, at least not on terrestrial radio. You might find them over on some podcasts, but I'm kind of a little bit of a revolutionary, so to speak, in the terrestrial radio markets right now, talking to different business owners and entrepreneurs every day, and something I enjoy doing each morning. Also, I always extend an invite to listeners out there in the audience. If you'd like to make an appearance on the show, I am always looking for material and content, whether you're a business leader, a political leader, an attorney, a part of an organization. Shoot me a message. Best way to get me is my contact form over at tampabayradio.com. Send me a message and let me know what it is that you're doing, and there is no charge to come in here as a guest, so please do not let that stop you. Also, please connect with me on the different social networking sites, facebook.com/thatbusinessshow for all the show updates, as well as Twitter under Jamie_Maloney. In that last segment, we were talking with Tracey Bild. She is the author of her recently released book, Get Your Girl Back, and you can learn more about her at gygb.com. That's the acronym for Get Your Girl Back. And also, she is the keynote speaker at the upcoming Working Women Conference being held September 10th and 11th at the Straws Center. So if you go to workingwomenconference.com and you can pick up your tickets there, you'll hear a lot more from her at the conference. And also, if you use the promo code Maloney 2015, you can get 10% off those tickets, and it is a great event. I was there last year, and it was packed, and the tickets are going quickly. They're nearly sold out. So again, if you want to visit Working Women Conference ASAP, use the promo code Maloney 2015 and get 10% off those tickets. Also, Working Women Wednesdays brought to us each and every Wednesdays by the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group. Learn more about them at workingwomenoftambabay.com. Time to bring on my second guest for the show. Terry Schuster has 28 years of international agency building experience in more than 30 countries worldwide. Today, she serves as Vice President and Chief Agency Officer for Sagicor Life Insurance Company. Welcome to the show this morning.
Well, thank you, Jamie, and thank you to Jessica and you for this invitation.
Absolutely. So most people are uncomfortable talking about life insurance. So tell me, what does life insurance really provide?
Actually, I think the most important thing it provides is peace of mind, something we can all use in the world today. People have various ideas about it based on history or experience, but essentially, I like to think of this really as a number one women's issue, and that's why I'm so proud to be a part of the Working Women of Tampa Bay and be able to talk to the women about the needs they will have if they don't have them already. For the longest time, women have outlived men, and now everybody's living longer, so the women are living much longer. Mm-hmm. And the planning that goes into a financial plan, and that could include life insurance, annuities, any type of instrument that will provide future income. They need to be educated. They need to know what is best for them. We try to make a plan that they can afford, because if you don't have means to keep the plan's no good. Mm-hmm. So we see ourselves as educators, and I'm proud to run a career agency operation where we spend a lot of time and effort to pick the right type of advisors to sit and talk with men and women and families and business owners. Now, don't most insurance agents kind of cover life insurance as part of just a broad package of other services or other insurance products out there? Does Sagicor Life and what you do, is that strictly what you're working on, is just life insurance? Yes, we are probably in the minority today, because as giant companies look for more market share, they're going to add more different kinds of products to their menu. So obviously you must be very specialized, in this field, and because that's all you're doing, and that's something I didn't even know until I had met you and seen your company, that there was companies that only just did that with life insurance. Yes. I always thought it kind of came apart as just a financial planner or just general insurance that was kind of thrown into, but that's not the case with Sagicor Life. Sagicor Life is actually 175 years old. It started in the Caribbean. At the early stages of insurance, and we're true to our theme and to our mission, as we like to refer to it, and that is to educate people about the need for protecting their families and their businesses with guaranteed incomes, regardless if circumstances change, and they do change. And also next month is Life Insurance Awareness Month. Yes. Every month and every day has some type of tag to it. And I know there was a Life Insurance Awareness Month, but what goes on as part of this month with regard to life insurance? Well, our industry is supported by a wonderful organization called Life Happens, and they are kind of the soul that reminds us why we do what we do. And so we all know that people will sit down and talk and plan and listen and learn if the timing is right and their interest is right, or maybe they've just had an incident in their family that pointed up their need to get organized. But the Life Happens operation has decided that we're going to put a stake in the ground in September every year and say, this is the month You need to get educated. It's Life Insurance Awareness Month.
So when and who needs life insurance? I mean, should you get life insurance when you're just a young student and, you're the only person, that's supporting yourself, so to speak? But, I mean, who and when do you need to get life insurance?
Well, let me say to your example, which is a great one, the millennials today, they're invincible. They're going to live forever. They're going to make a lot of money. They're going to have great lives. And we certainly hope that is the case. But I can tell you one thing with great certainty, that at their age and in good health, life insurance will never be cheaper. So because of your life insurance premiums or payments for the coverage that you select is based on two things, age and the quality of your health.
And life insurance is not just about dying. It's also a savings plan. So elaborate on how this works.
Yes, actually, thank you for recognizing that, because we believe that we can create wealth for an individual with literally pennies on a dollar. And so we talk about whether you live or whether you die, this investment that you will make will have a payoff for you. If you live too long or die too young, either way. And most of the policies that we have today anyway now contain what we call living benefits. So if you don't die and you do live a long life, but you find yourself in need of going to a nursing home, what are you going to ask your children to support you? These policies today, all of the carriers, including Sagicor Life, are building into living benefits. So you can draw that money back and use it for yourself while you live to stay in the lifestyle to which you've become.
Okay, so if you buy life insurance earlier in your life, then as you age, then do the premiums not hit you at the same level as to when if you were to buy it like at 40 or 50 years old? Or
That's
explain
correct.
that. I don't really understand how that works. I guess so you're contributing to this annuity, so to speak, then, and so the future value of it is then, affected positively for the younger generation. Am I stating that right?
Yeah, you're doing very well. I'm going to have to get you licensed with the state of Florida.
I do have a degree in finance, so I remember talking a little bit about how this works. And so, but I mean, people think about life insurance, their mind immediately goes to, if I die, then my loved ones are taken care of. But it's also a savings plan. It's also a way to reduce taxes, right? And
exactly.
So, are you seeing more and more millennials learning this or coming into your office today, or is it still the same old out there?
No, they're taking heed. We're blessed with a large millennial group that we tap into not only for sales, but also for recruiting to become advisors with us and agents for us. And the reason I think that's taking a deep trend right now is the millennials will be the first to tell you they want some kind of a position. Mm-hmm. They want some kind of a job that has a meaningful purpose. When you ask them today, what do you want to do with this amazing degree you just graduated with? They'll say, I want to make a difference. And first of all, Sagicor is one of the smaller life insurance companies. It's one of the oldest with the longest tradition. But in the United States, it's fairly new. So it's small, and you can still make a difference as an individual there. You can make a difference in the life of your clients that you solicit, talk to, educate, and work with them over the course of their lifetime. Mm-hmm. To answer your question about the pricing, though, I think it's important to understand that, again, pricing is built on age and health, and it never gets better. It only gets worse over time. Two different kinds of policies, basically, many policies, but two different kinds of coverage would be term insurance or what we call temporary insurance. Mm-hmm. It'll protect you for 10 years or 20 years at a certain rate. 20 years are over, you're 20 years older, your rates go up for the next 20 years should you choose to do it again. So what we suggest is that permanent insurance, which is a whole life plan, which just as it sounds, it protects you for your whole life. And that's where you're talking about your cash buildup being tax-free. Mm-hmm. And it does become a savings plan, and you can pull that cash value out and use it. So if I go to my bank and I put my money every month into a little savings account, they're going to give me interest. But guess what? When I take that interest out, well, who else do I have to pay? Mm-hmm. Uncle Sam on the interest. And that is not true with life insurance. It is tax-free buildup. And that's why a lot of people use it for estate planning, because they're going to accumulate wealth.
And that's why the financial planners work it
Exactly.
in. Every time you go to a financial planner,
Yeah.
life insurance is one of the questions that they obviously bring up. So now I've heard life insurance is expensive, though, but you're saying prices are coming down. Tell me a little bit about the pricing.
Yeah, well, that's for the uneducated, I guess, think that prices are going up. The trend over the last decades is really the exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Our insurance carriers now are using technology advances that drive the cost of the premiums down, the cost of the insurance down, not up, because we're moving to predictive analytics and a whole body of understanding about mortality in general, and we can assess a risk far more accurately. So that puts us in a good position to offer more value for less dollars. And that's the trend.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyone that says it's really expensive may have been given some numbers that seemed highly expensive to them, may not have been discussed properly or shown all the benefits. But that, in today's world, is the exact opposite of the reality.
Yeah, well, some great information, and as always, I'm learning, about life insurance stuff I didn't know, and currently talk with Terry Schuster. She is the Vice President and Chief Agency Officer for Sagicor Life, and you can learn more about her and her company at SagicorLifeUSA.com, and you can reach out to her 813-951-0726 for a quote on a policy. Again, 813-951-0726, and they only do life insurance, so she is an expert on that. She's not going to try to sell you any other policies, and she is very knowledgeable on this topic, as I'm finding out right now. You're currently listening to the Working Women Wednesdays feature of That Business Show, where business becomes show business. Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305.
Hey there, it's Lynn Wise, the founder of Wise Business Advisors and Contractor Business Alliance. I am a certified value builder advisor, and I help business owners build a company that will allow them to have the business that they dreamed of when they started. Why did you go into business for yourself? I'm sure it was not to work 100 hours a week with no work-life balance and no financial freedom. What am I talking about? I'm talking about building a business that provides value to you and your family now and in the future. You can learn about the 8 essential areas of a business that you must build to have a business that can be an asset for your future. Go to wisebusinessadvisors.com and take the Value Builder score. It is free and will deliver your score immediately on how you are doing on building a valuable business for you and your family. Or call me at 772-834-8513 to to learn more about the Value Builder system.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Bad crash in Clearwater along eastbound 580 at Countryside Boulevard. All lanes blocked there. Also, southbound McMullen Booth is still jammed from before Sunset Point to Gulf to Bay. Eastbound Gulf to Bay jammed from before 19 to the same spot there, the Gulf to Bay and Bayside Bridge area. That is all due to a couple lanes blocked as you head towards the Courtney Campbell Causeway. Avoid that area if you can. See traffic problems? Call the entry firm of Abrahamson and Utica Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council. When danger is imminent, will you be prepared? Now, many mobile devices can bring you critical information from local sources you trust. With a unique sound and vibration, wireless emergency alerts keep you in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts.
Today, sunshine with a 30% chance of rain, high 91. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 78. Tomorrow, a 30% rain chance, high 90.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Also, it's Wednesday, so that means it's Working Women Wednesdays, a weekly feature brought to us by the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group. Learn more about them at workingwomenoftampabay.com. Also about their upcoming conference being held September 10th and 11th at the Strauss Center. Go over to workingwomenconference.com and pick up your tickets. They are going fast and they're nearly sold out. Use promo code Maloney2015 for 10% off those tickets as well. Currently talk with Terry Schuster. She's the Vice President and Chief Agency Officer for Sagicor Life, and learn more about her and her company at SagicorLifeUSA.com. So, tell me, Terry, how complicated is it to buy a life insurance?
Well, that's a great question, and another myth kind of about like the cost is so high. That's not true. Just the same way technology is being used to drive down the cost, it has now come to a point at Sagicor Life where we have an automated artificial intelligence underwriting system. And what that means to you as a buyer of insurance is that you can sit and within 30 minutes have a conversation about what your needs are, what your concerns are, who you love, who you want to take care of, decide on an appropriate amount of insurance, and know for a fact that you are covered and eligible for a certain coverage, and that coverage begins immediately if you are approved. Mm-hmm. All within 30 minutes.
So it's not a complicated process.
It is not.
It's very convenient, and you can talk with you and get this done in 30 minutes then, huh?
And we've had a lot of people say, I had no idea it was this easy. And again, we give the credit to technology, but the kind of magical weaving of all the pieces have come together for us in our new Accelerating program, and we're getting great reception with it. And more people are saying, I've got 30 minutes. Let's sit down and talk. Mm-hmm. And when I walk out of here, if I get hit by a bus outside, I'm covered.
Right.
My family's safe.
Yeah.
And that peace of mind is where we started this conversation.
Yeah. Now, you're also a speaker with the Working Women of Tampa Bay group, the Driven to Succeed series. You have an upcoming event September 30th where you're speaking. But what is this speaking series about? Tell me about this.
Well, we have the privilege of hosting that in our Tampa agency office on Dale Mabry and Waters. And Jessica asked us if we might donate that space because it's a lovely conference room. So we have the privilege to have her and all of the members are invited to come, and we bring in lunch from Carrabba's, and we have amazing women business owners and speakers helping these other business owners drive their businesses more successfully.
Okay, so it's like a mentorship, so to speak. Then we're not going to be talking about life insurance at the event necessarily. So we're going to make that clear since we've been talking about life insurance. This is a separate topic.
It's just the venue that we've chosen to offer to help stimulate all of this education about all these other issues that working women, especially business owners have.
Yeah, and I mean, the Working Women of Tampa Bay, I mean, it's just such a great group. I'm over at their website right now just looking at all the different events, and I mean, it seems like every night there's something going on. WorkingWomenOfTampaBay.com, they have a calendar there, and your event next coming up on September 30th, the Driven to Succeed series. Tell me about, how Working Women of Tampa Bay has impacted your business. How long have you been involved, but more importantly, how it's impacted your business?
Well, we're very fortunate to be a sponsor, which means we are on their website, and where our name and our recognition of what we do has been very visible through this enormous organization that Jessica has built. And they're serious people. They're people who want tomorrow to be better than today in their businesses, in their lives, just as we were talking with your first guest. And that part of that is having that peace of mind. Mm-hmm. So we feel that it's a very kindred spirit, and the education that goes on is the same thing we do. It's just on a different vein of discussion.
Now, coming back over to the life insurance topic, we were talking about the different perm or term. I mean, types of life insurance plans, permanent or a term is in just, temporary, so to speak. Right. But you can get both types of policies, correct? You don't need to have one or another. Explain this a little bit more.
You do not need to choose. In fact, most of our clients choose to use a little of both. They want a sufficient amount of money to know that it'll be there when they die, or when they need to dig into it for the cash savings that we talked about. That's all permanent insurance. The term insurance, if you have a large mortgage, or you have your child rearing years where the children are totally dependent, maybe a spouse is totally dependent on one income, then you insure that income for as much as you can. And term insurance, generally speaking, is a little cheaper than permanent insurance. But it's only pertinent to that period of time that you sign up for, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, then you start all over again. Mm-hmm. So it's the difference between renting an apartment or buying a house.
Right.
And we encourage them that when they can, to do as much life insurance as they can afford in permanent insurance, so that they know they're covered when they die. Life goes on, life happens. But if for immediate needs, the term insurance is a great opportunity and a great buy.
What about the claims process in the event of a passing? I mean, what tips can you give to the loved ones for the claims process to be prepared for? If my wife passed away, for instance, what should I be ready for, have on hand to make the claim?
Well, that's a great question, and it's one that our agents and advisors actually speak to a lot when they provide the service of showing them various solutions. We actually have a protocol and one that's very popular with our customers called Asset Map. And we literally map out all the assets that you have, all the documents that you have, all of the resources that you have in the event of an emergency or a death. And we prepare that for the client, and we monitor it year in and year out with them. And so we tell them in that document, here's where you go to get your first draw on money that you might need. Here are the papers you'll need to take with that. And it's part of the financial advising that we do. And client service at the time of need is very important to us.
So it's something that people need to be knowledgeable of. Maybe it's a son of their mother or something.
Yes.
So they need to ask their mom, where is this document at?
Yeah, Mom, where's the life insurance policy, and how do I access it? And maybe let somebody look at it and tell us that it's still in force. The premiums have been paid. It's still good, and it will pay off when we need it.
So that asset map. So people out there that maybe have a loved one that maybe that would pass in the future, they definitely need to know where this is, but so they can make that claims process go smoothly. Yeah. So, well, we got to wrap it up. But Terry, a great conversation. I appreciate you coming in and talking to me this morning.
Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate your attendance here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that was Terry Schuster, Vice President and Chief Agency Officer with Sagicor Life. And you can learn more about her and her company, SagicorLifeUSA.com, and reach out to her, 813-951-0726, 813-951-0726 for a quote on a life insurance policy. And that's all they do. So she's obviously very knowledgeable and a great conversation. I picked up a lot of great tips and information today on the show, as I always do. Well, it's Wednesdays, and this is wrapping up another Working Women Wednesdays feature brought to us by the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group. Learn more about them, WorkingWomenOfTampaBay.com, and the conference, WorkingWomenConference.com. You've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.